Welcome to the Conversations with Concerned Citizens podcast. Here we talk about societal issues, trending topics, and soapbox conversations, with the hope of coming up with solutions by attacking the ideas and not the person. Sometimes we're prophetic too. Always check your emotions at the door. We appreciate your participation, as it helps to bring a broader perspective in solving the problem. We are a podcast for the concerned citizens. Thank you for being here. The show will start shortly.
Right there. Ooh-wee. Happy hump day, family. Happy hump day. Hey, godmama.
Retries.
Ooh-wee. Yay. Well, it's White House Wednesday, a.k.a. Watch Hour Wednesday. We already got a pretty good watch hour in on Monday, on Memorial Day. So, but we're back because that's what we do. We're staying consistent and staying true. Oh, wait. Y'all forgetting I'm still.
I see where.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I see we're only single streaming today, so the NAB chat is going to have to find their way over here. So tell a friend to tell a friend, because some of them are hard-headed. Okay? Hard-headed.
Yeah.
And they may want to participate in this conversation today. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I see in the chat sometimes, I see Nep's always throwing up Trump 2028. So, yeah, y'all might want to be a part of White House Wednesdays. Just saying. We want y'all to be fully aware of our president. We want to be fully aware of what our president is doing. Okay. And his cabinet. Not just him, his cabinet. Okay. Today we're gonna look at some vice president. He held a roundtable with the attorney generals. We've got Neil deGrasse has a question for the president. Yeah, we also have, if you could not tell by our thumbnail, we are also going to be discussing the UFC event that's taking place on the White House front lawn on June 7th, I think.
This is so ghetto. This is so ghetto.
Yeah, that's our show. That's what we got today, Godmama.
Oh, God. Y'all know what to do.
Yes. We will be grateful. Oh, Mello. Grandma's live. Forgot to close my door. Forgot to close my door. Well, let's start off with let's just get to the thumbnail. Let's start off there and then we'll get into some Vance and some other things.
Okay.
Let me share. This is coming straight from Fox News, family. Y'all know I'm a Twitter head, so that's where I saw it first. I said, "What is this?" I thought it was a joke.
I did too. I really did think it was a joke.
I thought this was a damn joke. Family, let's read this. The White House lawn is starting to look different as construction continues on the UFC Freedom 250 arena at the White House. Crews are now building out the event site as President Trump moves forward with plans to host the UFC spectacle on White House grounds. The event is expected to blend politics, patriotism, and one of the biggest brands in combat sports in a way Washington has never seen before. Oh wow. Oh wow, family. This is wow. I mean, if this why does this look like this look is Erica Kirk going to be there? For some reason I feel like this type of
Probably.
is Erica Kirk going to be their opener?
I
Erica
think
Kirk
so.
versus
I mean, I
Candace
don't know,
Owens.
so that would be
Wow.
a great UFC fight for sure.
Mhm.
That is uh,
Is it
So is
tacky?
this what Doge did? Who's paying for this? I'm confused.
Well, I'm sure Dana is. You know Dana makes good money, the UFC guy, Dana White.
Mm,
He makes great money. Him and Joe Rogan, they make great money. So off the UFC brand alone, I'm sure they're funding this. Um, however, I mean the extended security and stuff, I'm sure we're fitting the bill for it.
I wonder how much the tickets are gonna be, because
Oh girl, they're,
this
they're
is
probably not even for
nuts.
sale like that. Come on. And I'm not sure when I saw a flyer somewhere that said it was going to be June 7th. I'm not sure if it was June 2nd or June 7th. Let me go look that up. I thought it was on that Fox News, but it wasn't. The UFC event, Freedom 20. It is going to be June 14th. My apologies. June 14th. So right before Juneteenth. Right before Juneteenth, family. Yes. The headliners are people I've never heard of. So,
And
oh,
I thought it was a joke, honestly. I seen it when I was doing my scrolly scroll late last night, and I was like, "There's no way this is a thing." And so I just kept moving right along, right? And then I woke up this rising and I seen it for real, and I was like, "Wait, this is a thing?" So we're about to have a UFC fight on the White House's lawn
mhm,
while we're in the middle of war. If this doesn't get any more Rome, I don't know what the fuck is, friend.
mhm.
This is literally what they would do in Rome when the people were
Yes,
starving, when we were
yes,
going through famine. They would
yes.
let's hold an event at the Colosseum
Yeah, well,
to
didn't
get
they
their
say like
minds off of it.
give them circuses and feed them peanuts? Isn't that like something popular around that? Yes.
This is insane. Ugh.
Yeah. It's kind of tacky to me.
It's so redneck ghetto. It's sickening.
It's very. Hmm. I don't see any sponsorship so far, and it hasn't been commercialized thus far. That's why me and Godmama are both saying we
Okay.
thought it was a joke. But again, I'm not tapped into mainstream media. Maybe it is getting televised, and I'm just not plugged in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Definitely not plugged in. Which I'm
Mm,
not a big UFC fan anyways. I don't really get entertainment and enjoyment out of watching people beat each other up, whether it's in a ring or on the street.
mhm.
That don't tickle my fancy. So never really been like I was a wrestler, I liked wrestling because they didn't really do too much. But this beating someone until blood comes and people
Broken
passing out,
bones and
yeah, like, that's just too much.
I liked UFC when it was still very low key. I liked it when it was just coming out. I think Joe Rogan still had hair or was rocking a little peach fuzz type thing back then. Um, and his shirts like fit appropriately and stuff. Um, yeah, I watched a little back then and I like mixed martial arts. I do. But
Yes.
I'm not the way that it's been commercialized. I don't know. I'm not into
Maybe
all
that's
that.
what it is. The
Yeah.
commercialization of it.
Yeah, it's really turned me off. And just how political it's turned. Dana White. I mean, hey, he's an American. He can do as he pleases with his company, and he's doing that. He's doing just that. So I guess capitalism is really popping off today, folks. You too can have your brand on the White House lawn if you kiss the ring. If you kiss the
Oh
ring.
god.
Well, speaking of kissing rings, our wonderful vice president thought it was a good idea to host a roundtable of sorts with the
Oh
attorney
no.
generals, the state attorney generals, okay? And the conversation is anti-fraud initiatives.
Hmm.
I'm confused on
Okay.
what that means. Isn't that just called uh, upholding the law? What are these new initiatives we need? No, baby, just go back to basics. Just go to the law book. We're attorney
Exactly.
generals. What are these initiatives? There's too many initiatives. It's already in the law book. Anywho, family, we're going to peep in over here for a little bit and see how that roundtable went.
Make sure y'all hit the like, please.
Okay, so what we're going to do is make some introductory remarks from me, from Andrew Ferguson, and from Stephen Miller, and then we'll kick out the press and have the real conversation. But first, let me say thanks to all of you for being here. Very gratified and proud of the fact that we have 15 different state AG offices represented here today who are focused on helping us in combating fraud all over our government. And let me be very brief here about what we're trying to do here. So one of the things we've realized in combating fraud is that the resources of the federal government, while vast, can be supplemented and aided by a lot of the people who know best what's happening in their states, which is the attorneys general represented here today. And they have a lot of legal resources. They have a lot of prosecutorial resources. And of course, they have the desire to prevent fraud as much as we do. And so I appreciate these leaders for being here because we're going to work together, state and federal government, to try to combat fraud. I'm particularly gratified here that this is not a partisan effort. I believe we have a couple of representatives from the attorney generals in Connecticut and Oregon. And as I've said repeatedly, this should not be a partisan effort. Everybody should care about fraud. Everybody should care about rooting out fraud. Everybody should care about saving the American taxpayers' money. And importantly, everybody should care about actually protecting the programs that only work and are only properly funded if the money funding those programs isn't being stolen by fraudsters. So let me just recap for the benefit of our friends of the media. In just 2 months, we've exposed billions of dollars in benefits that have been stolen from the American people. We've referred over $22 billion in fraudulent small business loans back to the Treasury for collection. We deferred more than $1.3 billion in fraudulent Medicaid reimbursements that were coming from various states, particularly California. We put a 6-month hold on enrollments for new hospice and home health care providers because so many of the newer hospice providers were not actually providing hospice services, but were just focused on fraud. So we're going to cut that out for a little bit and try to get to a place where we can actually certify that the people providing hospice services are actually providing those very necessary and important services. We recovered taxpayer funds from the $135 billion stolen after the floodgates were open in the immediate aftermath of COVID. We have found $6.3 billion in suspected fraudulent government contracts, which were mostly awarded during the last administration, and that has stopped. And finally, we blocked $60 million in student aid fraud that should have gone to young people trying to get an education, but instead we're going to fraudsters. And I think the theme here of the anti-fraud task force up to this point has really been that we're protecting two classes of victims here. We're protecting the American taxpayers who shouldn't have their money stolen by fraudsters. And of course, we're protecting the people who need these services. Fraud is not a victimless crime. This is not somebody gets to make some money for violating the law, and otherwise it's not a big deal. This is people who rely on critical services, students who rely on student loan services, sick people who rely on hospice care, a number of small businesses who rely on the availability of these loans so that they can grow their business and hire people. All of these people, all of our fellow Americans have been taken advantage by fraudsters, and the task force is here to stop it. So without further ado, let me kick it over to Andrew Ferguson, who's going to talk a little bit about how we're going to work with these state attorneys general. And it's attorneys general, right? Not attorney generals. It's very counterintuitive. We got to change this. Maybe the group here together, we got enough of a critical mass of attorneys generals to change it. But and
Okay, before we get into that, James, hi, baby. I apologize. We apologize for not saluting you out in the chat. Thank you for being here, baby. That is our subscriber winner of the month. Ooh-wee. Doing what he does best. And thank y'all for the shares and the likes. We're going to get into this. I'm very, very, very interested to get these names. I'm trying to look up who were all the attorneys general that showed up, but I haven't been able to get a full complete list. So I'll be taking names back here to see who was all in attendance and what all they had to say.
attorneys general, I'm never going to be able to get that right, and the media, of course, is going to make fun of me for it. Andrew, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, and welcome to all the state attorneys general. I'm very grateful you traveled all this way to discuss one of the most pressing problems this nation confronts. When I was Solicitor General of Virginia, I served alongside many of you and fought against the Biden administration to protect our border, our religious liberty, and our right to keep and bear arms. And today we're here to talk about another problem that we need to partner with you to fight that the Obama administration and Biden administration made much worse, which is widespread fraud against our benefits programs. Our benefits programs and our whole society was designed for a high trust people. The American people rightly expect that their fellow citizens will deal with them and with the government honestly and fairly. That's why for up until the last decade or so, shelves in our grocery stores and our pharmacies were open and readily accessible. We weren't accustomed to seeing security guards outside of banks or jewelry stores. We didn't have to worry about organized retail theft or industrial scale scammers of the type you all protect your citizens from every day. Nor did we have to worry about piratical fraudsters raiding our benefits program. But sadly, that is no longer true. It's become clear that huge groups of people in this country are taking advantage of our longstanding culture of trust to enrich themselves at the expense of the American people. I think a brief example would be illustrative. Just this weekend, I was shopping at a big home improvement store to buy a drill to do some home improvement. And I had to hit a call button and wait 15 minutes for a sales associate to come unlock a steel cage and a steel padlock to get access to a drill. It's why deodorant is now locked behind plastic windows at pharmacies. It's why security guards are seen at every store in America. The social trust has evaporated and people are taking advantage of it, and the same is true with our federal benefits programs. Huge segments of the population have decided to take advantage of this generosity and trust of American citizens through deception and fraud, and billions of dollars each year leave our programs into the hands of pirates, fraudsters, scammers, and gangs who treat American generosity as little more than a get-quick-rich scheme. We shouldn't have to live this way. American people are right to long for a period where we could trust each other. But while we are living this way, the government must act now to protect American citizens and their social programs. That is why President Trump has focused on this issue, and that is why the president selected the Vice President of the United States, a man who sits atop the rest of the government to coordinate the entire federal government's efforts to stop fraud in all of our benefits programs. And that requires us to do two things. First, we have to build protections within the programs to make sure taxpayer dollars don't enter the hands of fraudsters. That's what the task force under the vice president's leadership has been doing for months. With our agency partners, we've uncovered tens of billions of dollars in fraud and prevented billions from going out the door into the pockets of fraudsters. For agencies that had robust anti-fraud systems that the Biden administration turned off, the task force and the agencies have turned them back on and prevented billions of dollars from leaving the agencies. And for the agencies that didn't have those systems, the task force has come alongside them and harnessed the power of American AI innovation to build automated systems to keep that money in the agency. It saves thousands of man hours every year and billions of dollars that otherwise would exit the agencies and enter the hands of fraudsters. But the second thing we must do, and the reason we brought you all here, is that we must restore deterrence by finding, prosecuting, and punishing fraudsters. Unless fraudsters believe that there will be consequences attached with attacking America's benefits programs, they will keep doing it. Our fraud detection systems will stop much of it, but cannot stop it all. The only way to defeat the fraudsters is by making sure that they know, every single one of them, that if they try to commit fraud, they will be pursued, arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. And that is why the Department of Justice has created the brand new National Fraud Enforcement Division to coordinate the federal government's anti-fraud law enforcement efforts, along with the task force and the Homeland Security Council. And this is where
Where's
you
the
come in.
old
The federal government wants to partner with all of you to combat this fraud. Control your state Medicaid fraud control units. All.
What you say, Godmama?
If these have already been laws written, where are the old anti-fraud department? Where's it at?
Committing fraud. That's one of the fraudsters. But I like how I like how he started this off with like a fucking drill being locked up at Home Depot. Like, yeah, that's where we should start our big breakthrough. The Home Depot secured power drills. What?
Right, and then he even said you go into your local store, they got the deodorants behind fraud protected. Like people have been stealing since people've been alive, bro.
Correct.
What are you doing here? You wasted all this time, all this money to do a roundtable discussion on some shit that is an already known thing. People, I have a thing called Busted. Every day there's multiple people getting locked up for stealing.
Mm-hmm.
So what new are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. And now you're complaining about the companies putting keys, but then he also slid in AI. I don't know if you caught that too. He's like, it can be faster with AI, the detection. So so there we go. It's going to be to the point where you walk into a store, you're going to be scanned by AI. It's going to let anybody. You're going to be. We're under surveilled state.
Yeah, it's going to pop up in their database if you've ever been arrested for theft crimes. Come on now.
And I'm still looking for family. I'm still looking for the come over here with me real quick though. I'm still looking for the list of who showed up. Give me a second. I'm multitasking. It's Watch Hour Wednesday. It is what it is. But so far it's saying that 24 Democratic AGs did not show up. Okay.
Oh.
So out of 50 states, 26 showed up, is what you're telling me. And I don't think we deal with like our territories or anything. So yeah, we'll get into what in a letter to Vance on Tuesday, the Democratic AGs wrote. While we would appreciate the opportunity to engage in serious discussions, the invitation was provided with less than 1 business day's notice with no agenda. Oh. He was like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Right, like you've been summoned. Look,
they added this. Yeah, they added with no agenda, not even telling them what it is. Just I'll see you tomorrow. No agenda. It says they added, this is short notice. This short notice does not match the spirit of collaboration that has long defined our joint efforts with federal partners. Accordingly, we respectfully decline to attend at this time. An anonymous source spoke with CNBC, sharing that the organizers initially intended Tuesday's event only for Republican attorneys general. However, J.D. Vance reportedly argued that Democrats should also participate. Okay. So that's that. And then it goes on to say what we're watching now. Can't we all just get along? I guess not. All right, back to this.
All of your Medicaid fraud control unit lawyers on the front line of the war against fraud. It is extremely important that they be effective, ready to fight as much fraud as they can, and that's why HHS will be conducting a thorough review of all of your Medicaid fraud control units to ensure that the nearly $500 million that the American taxpayers give you every year to fight fraud will be used to fight as much fraud as possible. Now, in a moment, the head of the Fraud Division, Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald, will explain all of the ways that state AGs and DOJ can partner to coordinate and cooperate and put as many fraudsters in jail as possible. But before I close, I just want to remind all of us why this really matters. This isn't just about restoring social trust in America. This is about saving these programs so that your constituents who have paid for them can actually use them when they need them. Fraud is bleeding these programs dry. We've seen countless of examples in this task force of Americans trying to use their benefits they've been paying for decades, only to find out that some fraudster has stolen those benefits and they're not available to them anymore. Just last week, the Department of Justice, under Assistant Attorney General McDonald's leadership, indicted 15 fraudsters in Minnesota. There, the fraud had gotten so bad that a major program designed to protect Americans from homelessness, including veterans, had to be shut down. It was so riddled with fraud, it could not be maintained. Your constituents are American citizens paying for these programs. They expect these programs to be there when they need them, and unless we stop the fraud, these programs will not be around in their current form for your constituents to use when they hit hard times, just as they wanted to make them available for their neighbors in the same circumstances. So I encourage all of you, partner with us, partner with the department, partner with the task force, make your Medicaid fraud control units the elite fraud-fighting forces that they are intended to be. And with that, I'll turn it over to the Deputy Chief of Staff and Homeland Security Advisor, Stephen Miller.
Thank you. And thank you again to the Vice President for leading this effort, for helming this task force, for bringing us all together here. I think you can all agree that this is the fastest in history that a government task force has traveled from creation to action. Your typical lead time is going to be a year of meetings before anything happens, and that's if you're lucky. And within weeks of this task force being established, we've seen the largest ever slate of indictments, recovered funds, search warrants, raids, seizures, investigations, and new legal actions to stop, disrupt, and prevent fraud. What we've learned, which is not surprising to those of us who've spent some time in this area, is that fraud is every bit as bad as President Trump said it was, and even worse. So in other words, everything we found either confirms our worst fears or exceeds them. That's the bad news. The good news is that the best team in government under the leadership of Vice President Vance has been assembled to deal with it. And of course, one of those men who you'll hear from in a second is sitting to my right here,
I'm sorry to interrupt. So we're 12 minutes into a 20-minute video roundtable, and so far we haven't heard from any of the other. What is a roundtable? I thought it was where everybody speaks freely. Honestly, this could have been an email.
Right.
What is this? I thought we were going to hear the attorney generals speak up about what's going on in their states, how have they contributed and the federal government hasn't helped them. This can't be a one side. This is just a what? Vance, you could have CC'd your homies to the right and the left and sent it in an email.
No, he has to be on television screen, child.
He's
This
wearing
is
a
this
blue
is
tie. This one's wearing a maroon. I don't know. Um, to talk about anti-fraud, slid in how Home Depot and deodorants are locked up. What do they call that when you're virtual signaling?
hmm
I don't know. Am I looking too deep
it's
into this? What's going on?
I don't well, it's the way Vance keeps like looking down at this piece of paper like he's got to keep his timeline in order. You know what I'm saying? None all of this was rehearsed and put together. That's why, and I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm just a human being living here. And it just seems like mm,
Concerned citizen.
everybody is everybody is playing this game. And he's over here
And
saying,
pointing
well,
fingers.
this is the first time in history we've been able to get it this quick. Usually it takes a year before we can even get to this point.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, that's because Vance gave people 24 hours to show up to something they didn't even know what he was going to be talking about. So therefore that tells me that y'all haven't been doing the research together to come
Hmm.
to this agreement that you're bringing to us right now.
Hmm. These initiatives.
Right. That we've been having since the beginning of the Constitution, since the beginning of a law book. You guys just need to get it together. It ain't got
Mm.
nothing to do with what we got going on. Y'all is what y'all got going on. Because
Okay.
y'all can't hold each other accountable.
Yeah, we
Period.
was we was bitching about deodorants getting locked up 5, 6, 7. You're late. You're still
You're late.
2000 and late. We've been talking about that.
Late.
Oh, it's finally
Every
hit
time.
your neck in the woods. Oh, okay.
Right. Every time you lift the damn thing is ding dong, ding dong.
Mhm. And that's
What?
just for
It's
like
been there.
laundry soap and power tools are expensive. So to me, it makes well, first of all, power tools are not a toy. I feel
Right.
like they should be locked up. I don't see any problem with that. I don't think anybody should be able to walk in and just buy a freaking table saw right. No, I think those power tools should be locked up. I think they should be, you know,
Right,
yeah.
because next thing you know, you got a child running down the aisle with a motherfucking saw in their hand.
Like, come
What?
on now. Some things need to be locked up. Power tools should be one of them.
Thank
Deodorant,
you.
not so much. Is it a pain in the ass?
If
Yes.
it, if
But you know what?
yeah,
We've adapted to now we have Instacart,
maybe
DoorDash,
they.
Walmart delivery. I don't even have to see it inside of a store if I
Thank
and
you.
never again if I don't want to. Okay? Please.
If I don't
HEB
want
just started
to,
delivery. For those of y'all in Texas and y'all got
and
y'all's
if
HEB
people,
app. Oh, sorry. I was gonna put the Texas people on game real quick. If y'all have your HEB app, you can get $5 deliveries, $4.95. Straight from yes, you can. Y'all better get on your HEB app and get them groceries delivered. Now, this is for like, I'm not talking for you. I'm talking for people who, need it. Okay. Don't be having these people, don't be having these people, don't be overworking these people. I'm talking about if you doing something light. Don't be ordering your 17 kids worth of groceries for no $5. Uh-uh.
thank you.
Anyways, but yes, back to this JD Vance. Speaking of fraud, well, never mind. Is anti-fraud? Never mind. No, is price gouging part of the anti-fraud or no?
I hope so. I hope that's part of the discussion, cause child.
Inside trading, is that part of the anti-fraud or no? The feds want to come into the states so bad and take over what the states are doing. Look, the feds can't even, the Pentagon has never passed an audit, family. Who are they to come over
mm,
here and tell the states what they need to do? You know what? I might be with those 24 attorneys. I need names. Nobody's dropping names. Don't worry. I'll find them. I'll find them. I'll find the names of who showed up, who didn't. And, I might be with them on that. Why would I show up? I don't know what you're talking about. And all you're
mm.
doing is circle jerking about Trump and how great he's been. But his cabinet has some of the biggest insider trading we've yet to see.
Yeah, he talking about making history. Okay.
Like, what?
Y'all
Trump's
hit
son,
that
a
like
week
button.
ahead of
Thank you.
I mean, anti-fraud, you worried about deodorant? We got bigger issues to worry about, sir. People can't afford deodorant. That's why it's getting stolen. And people are out here sweating because they're working.
Thank you.
Don't worry about
Thank
the
you.
deodorant and the power drills.
Maybe
Can't
you
nobody. What?
maybe you should have more free deodorant stands in your neighborhoods. Okay. Maybe you should have more free
Honestly,
hygiene stands in your neighborhood since you're so concerned about people stealing deodorant. Like this is crazy to me. Crazy.
the divide keeps getting wider and wider.
Wider and wider. The goalpost keeps moving every time, every time, every time.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
yes,
mm, mm, mm.
yes. And he look at him all burrowed on his brow. Oh, yes.
Associate Attorney General for Fraud Enforcement, Colin McDonald. But before I yield the floor, I do want to just touch on one of the points that Andrew hit on in his remarks. All of the systems in our country, whether you're talking about voting, whether you're talking about entitlements, whether you're talking
Oh,
about
I'm sorry.
welfare benefits, were set up based on the honor system. They're set up based on the idea that you could trust the average person through their own morality to abide by the rules and comply with the law. And so the way most welfare works in most states and most places is we take your word for it. If you fill out a piece of paper and you say your kids are hungry, you are going to get food stamps. We don't check as a country if you even have kids. The fact is basic as that. We don't even check if you even have children. You will just.
What is this man
Girl, what is he
talking about?
talking about? Thank you.
What
What
is
is he
this man
talking about?
talking about?
Girl, what?
What
What did he
state
just say?
do food stamps without checking?
Baby, he need to quit playing with me and y'all
What
and
state does
everybody
that?
else. I don't
What
know
state
because it
does that?
takes at least 30 days to get approved. What is he talking about?
You can
What is he
file for
talking about?
emergency, but you got to have boop, boop, boop. And if
And
you
that's
don't,
2 weeks.
what is he talking about? You got to have Social Security's proof of this, proof of even school records in some places.
Absolutely. And in some states you got to even have the baby daddy's name cuz
Mm.
they going to track him down to make him pay for what they paying. Period.
So what state is this? What state? I wonder, is he? See, they got
He's
to start putting names on it.
wait, no, because then he went to we as a country don't even care if you have kids. Bro, who you lying to?
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Look, we don't check as a country if you even have kids. Why are you lying?
Because that's where they go to the database, the federal database,
Y'all better
to
put some
check
names
social
on it.
security
Y'all better put
cards.
some names on it. Don't do that. See, we're not going to cover it. No, they don't. No, they don't. Any person I know that is filed or received or tried to receive had to jump through hoops.
Hoops.
Hoops to get theirs. Okay. Now, there are some career welfare people. I do know that. Okay. We can stiffen up that. They probably don't even check by that time because she on baby number 8. Like, oh, here comes which one? Bring it in. Come on. Slide another 300
Right.
on the card for her. Yeah. But there are some career welfare people who abuse it. So I am
Queen.
for cleaning it up. However, we don't have to lie. We don't have to lie to kick it.
Thank you.
Just start getting the checks.
Because this some
And so what's
bullshit.
happened to our country is we became a society, as we've seen with the Somali refugee problem in Minnesota, where you have a large number of people that are not following the honor system. They're not playing by the rules. They're not abiding by our laws. And the amount that has been fleeced from us is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. I believe, based on what I've seen and what I've heard, is that we could balance the federal budget if the only dollars that went out of the Treasury went to individuals who were properly, lawfully, correctly eligible to receive them. And that ultimately is going to be what we have to do as a country. In the meantime, because of the vice president's leadership, you are seeing the most muscular, robust, aggressive, dedicated, determined, and speedy effort to shut down criminal fraud that has not only ever occurred in the history of this country, but in any developed nation. So thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Colin.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. 50 days ago today,
See, what was this guy's name? Let me
Colin?
Colin, but I can't read their nameplates. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna really do. This is interesting, and I don't like the camera work. I need this panned out.
Thank
Show
you.
us. You know what I'm saying? Why are we so up close? No, show us every. I need to see. And it doesn't. The table's not even round. I know that's a figurative speech, but still, no.
50 days ago today, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche announced the creation of the National Fraud Enforcement Division at the Department of Justice. And today, 50 days later, the Fraud Division has announced 450 major fraud events occurring across the country, from charges to convictions to sentences. We are off to a rapid start to protect you, the American taxpayer, and ensure that your dollars stay where they belong, and that is in your pocket. When an individual's money is stolen, that individual takes it personally and does everything they can to recover their money. This task force, under the Vice President's leadership, we are here to take it personally every time someone decides to rob the United States of their money. We are here to take it personally when someone decides to take money from a program designed to give money, food, health care to the needy, the sick, and the elderly. That is what the Fraud Division is here to do. It's to take it personally for you, the United States of America, when your money is stolen. In the last 50 days.
Can we start with insurance? Can we start with Allstate, State Farm, Progressive? Who else? Come on now.
Geico.
Can we? Let's go. We got
Nationwide is on your side.
You said 450, sir? I think we got about 450 more. Okay? I don't want to hear y'all coming for these low levels. More. Now, yes, clean up the charities. Clean up all this learning centers. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Clean up all this Somalia fraud. But baby, you better task force your ass up into these corporations.
Our work includes the unprecedented charges against 15 defendants for Medicaid fraud schemes in Minnesota. It includes charges in a $650 million sober homes Medicaid fraud scheme in Arizona. It includes a guilty plea in a $270 million Medicaid fraud scheme in California. Those are just a few of the successes of the Fraud Division and the Department of Justice in the last 50 days. And we're only getting started. This is just the beginning of our fight against fraud, and that's where these partners come into play, because we need your help. Our division is called the National Fraud Enforcement Division for a reason. It's not the Washington, D.C. Fraud Task Force. It's the National Fraud Enforcement Division because the fraud problem is national.
He just said it right there. This isn't the Washington, D.C. No. No, baby. No. We over here in Washington, D.C., in our little UFC bubble, and our little, let me stop. No, they're not. No, this is national. They're looking outwards.
We're not worried about fraud.
No.
Yeah. We're not worried about fraud, federal fraud. We're worried about citizen fraud. This is what that sounds like. He's worried about citizens that are, yeah. No, that's not, we need to worry about, because he brought up some, cases where people have been tried, but where are those trials at? So now I got to dig to figure out who he's even referring to. You have to give names when you're doing this type of thing, sir.
Put names on it. Put names on it.
You have to drop names. So the citizen who's listening to this that you're trying to save their taxpayer dollars can go do their own due diligent research. I'm tired of this. Just believe me at my word. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You gonna
Mm-mm.
have to come with facts, evidence, and receipts. Shout out to the mayor.
Okay.
Period.
So,
I cannot. Mm-mm.
see, this is why they had to get Jasmine Crockett out of there. Not that she was attorney general, but because I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. There's only for so long that I would be like, may I have the floor? And maybe they did, but they ended the live stream. I'm not sure. This is straight from the White House. So this is all the White House gave us, family. Okay. This is straight from the White House, their YouTube channel. Mm-hmm.
And our state partnerships are critical to solving the fraud crisis in our country. So I'm going to give 3 things that our state partners here can do right now today. Number 1, we heard about the Medicaid fraud control units. Re-energize and fully mobilize, fully maximize your state's Medicaid fraud control units. When we're done, we want to rename those into the Making Fraud Completely Unprofitable Unit, MFUCU. These units are your state's and really the country's first line of defense against Medicaid fraud. How many active investigations do they have? How many are ready to be charged? If partnered up with DOJ, how many could be charged in the next 90 days? Under your leadership, the MFUCU units can flourish. Second, join the DOJ's newly launched Special Attorneys Program. This program has unlocked $300 million to combat fraud, drug trafficking, human trafficking, crimes committed by aliens in your state. This grant program will pay for you to send attorneys to join the fraud division or your local U.S. Attorney's Office, in addition to paying the full cost of prosecutors you send the DOJ. You can receive a 20% premium to boost your justice system staffing and capacity. Third, and this is critical, states don't run with and solve this with us. Your state's data, including Medicaid payment and claims records, and the expertise of your investigators are essential to uncovering fraud. We've developed a successful playbook for exploiting this kind of data. The road to announce a partnership with a state that is leading the way in advancing coordination efforts with the fraud division. The state AG and the MFUCU unit are taking prosecutors, will be participating in our special attorney program, and the state treasurer and secretary of state are joining a statewide benefits fraud task force comprised of federal and state partners, which will be chaired by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And we invite you all to join us in similar efforts.
It sounds like he wants our state AGs to go up there and snitch, to start a snitching notebook, start making copies of documents to set aside to snitch. I'm not a lawyer, so I have no pony in this fight whatsoever. However,
Who did he say
no.
was going to pay?
He said he'll announce it. Oh, wait, pay what?
What? He said something
No.
about getting a whole bunch. It'll make a whole bunch of attorneys come to the. What did he say?
Well, they're starting a new branch where hopefully he said they're starting with a new state. He's going to announce it next week. That's hopefully going to bring other states' attorneys wanting to join as well. So that way they can work with the U.S. state's attorney. No. The feds need to work for us. We don't need to work for them. He's talking about if you can provide documents and witnesses, so you want to snitch who took notes and who's willing to cut. No. Now, if it's fraud on a federal level, the Fed should already be investigating that. I thought that's what the IRS was.
That's what I'm confused. Like, what is going on here? Because he's not even, it's very muddy waters because he's
Yes,
not making it clear who any is it. Are you going for just citizens? Are you going for CEOs? Are you going for doctors? Because you're talking about Medicaid and Medicaid fraud. So
right.
what? And you're talking about illegal immigrants. So
But
what
again,
are
these
you
are for,
really saying?
that's what I'm saying. Are we going after Geico? Are we going after these other, well, let me not say Geico. Let me say like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Let me say
Right, you
ATAC
United
or whatever it's.
Healthcare,
Yes. Are we going after these other insurance providers?
Humana, because I'm
So,
confused as to who your target is. Because if it is to lock up more citizens, you going about this all wrong. Because you have to start at the head. And that is the people who is
right,
approving these Medicaids, not the people applying, the people
right,
who are approving.
mm-hmm,
Because if the
right,
people who are applying can't get approved, they'll go to other means and other resources,
mm-hmm.
which is theft of some other sort. But that's a different that's a whole nother
Or
conversation.
tricking or
He's
selling or whatever. Mm-hmm.
right. He's specifically talking about Medicaid fraud.
Yeah.
So are we locking up the people who are in the approval process? Like, I'm confused.
Mm. Who? Who are we going after? And
Again, that's why he should have dropped the name of the person who pled guilty, right? He should have dropped that name so
yeah.
people could go research who that person was and what position they held. Were they just a
Mhm.
regular citizen or were they in the administration of Medicaid department?
I
I
mean,
got
I'm tempted
questions.
to deep dive. I know I'm tempted to deep dive. I really am. Because he also said we have a playbook that's already, we already have a playbook together, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, yeah, Project 2025, we know. We know your playbook. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, we know the playbook.
Mm.
The Heritage Foundation. Ah, yes. We know you already
Hmm.
have a playbook.
We
Hmm.
already know you have donors.
Oh,
Thank
and I
you.
don't know if y'all heard, Vance said he is most likely not going to be running for president in 2028. Go figure. Go figure.
It is our mission to combat fraud, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how hard, hold criminals accountable, protect victims of crime, and restore trust in our government. Come join us in the nationwide fight against fraud. We are ready to partner with you.
Thank you, Colin. And let me just leave one final thought here before we dismiss the press and get down to the business of the meeting. So, as Andrew very ably pointed
So you heard that. He said we're going to dismiss so everybody stayed. He said we're going to dismiss the press and get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, so they did stay. And wow, I'm interested to see what came out of that. I need a list of all who attended.
But why
Yeah.
would you dismiss the press? Like this is child, I can't do nothing but sip my coffee and move on. Because what was the point of this?
To let us know. Well, not even let us know. Let the 24 who didn't show up know. Mm,
Basically,
yeah.
why they all over here in blue and got a blue tablecloth and
Hmm.
listen, this is sick.
This is sick,
For
right? This
real.
is crazy. This is really, Okay, he about to wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
out, these are not victimless crimes. Sometimes the most vulnerable people in our community are the ones who suffer when we don't take fraud seriously. One of the cases that was part of Colin's series of indictments last week in Minnesota stood out to me, and I think highlights how particularly egregious some of these fraudsters can be. And it's a man who was supposed to be providing services to allow elderly people to live full and independent lives. And what happened instead is that the man who was supposed to provide these services, reimbursed by the Medicaid program, was providing nothing. No services, no help, no check-ins. And the very man, the vulnerable elderly man that he was supposed to be protecting and looking after, was reimbursed by the taxpayer in order to do exactly that. That man died. And one day before he died, after months of being neglected by the caretaker who was getting reimbursed by the American people, one day before he died, he submitted his final reimbursement for services he never provided for a man he never cared for. And that man lived his final moments on this earth neglected, while a fraudster got rich by providing services that he never actually provided. That's what we're trying to stop, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have to fight back against. It's a shame that anything like that happens. But if it does happen, the only way to protect those people and the only way to protect the American taxpayer is to ensure that the fraudsters go to prison and that they stop this ridiculous scam on the American people. So with that, I'm looking forward to the meeting. Thank you, press. We're going to talk in private now. Take care, guys.
Girl, so he talking about CNAs that don't take care of they patients. I'm confused.
Okay, he's talking about Minnesota. He's talking about Minnesota, and that's why I wanted a name on it so bad. I thought he was talking about. Well, at first I thought California because he kind of gave them they got a stray. They caught a stray. That's what I thought they were talking about at
Right.
first. But they want to put a name on it. So he's talking about the guy that Colin was talking about, who we were asking, like, put a name on it. It was Minnesota. Colin wouldn't put a name on it, but VP did. Thank you, Vance.
Right.
So in Minnesota, they've been having these learning centers for autistic children. They've been having these medical centers, these dental places, and you go there and there's nothing there. It's just a complete storefront, a show front.
Mm-hmm.
For money laundering. So I am in agreement with that. Stop all that fraud. Absolutely. And they're using other people's names or identities to do so.
Oh, so
if
he's
we're talking about
buying, because I hear people saying they'll buy a CPN and then they can purchase a home, they can purchase a car, da da da, da. And
that's
apparently
a
the
little different.
CPN is
A
someone
C-
else's social security number.
no. That's a little different. A CPN is your credit. It's
Mhm.
something that's going to tie back to you eventually. It's no. CPN is a little different. These people are just straight up using other people's. Oh man, I have an example for you, but I can't say it on here. Like say somebody's injured and they can't tend to themselves, or they're old and they can't tend to themselves, meaning they can't get up and walk, move, blah, blah, blah. And they get a check
Right.
mailed to them. Well,
Okay.
yeah,
I
you know where I'm
understand.
going?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then they don't get that check, but they think they're getting that check and they're like, hey, we sent out this check, blah, blah, blah. So it's not, so, okay, cracking down on that kind of fraud, but
Yeah.
the state of Minnesota, these people are doing it at like hundreds of disabled or elderly people at a time. And they would call it like a home care center or a home care health people, but nobody was checking on these patients, or like an autistic learning center, but there's no students showing up. So they're just scamming a lot of people, and I see them cracking down on that. I don't think we need a whole new task force for that. But they're having a private conversation, so I guess there's more to the story that we don't know about. So much for this being the most transparent cabinet
Administration.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So much for transparency. But I guess they know something we don't. And speaking of things, knowing that we don't, there's other people that say Trump knows things. And that it's time for Trump to come on out and just, be transparent.
Yeah. It's a lot of, there's a lot of different conversations happening surrounding Trump when it comes to the current war that we're in Iran. And our partnership with Israel. It is a lot of conversations happening, and I just am sitting over here like, I'm gonna mind my business and see what comes out when the washing machine is done. Because
Hmm.
I don't, everything seems to be aligning in certain ways. And that's all I can say because it's a lot of people are saying, when we first started this war, he was talking about, he was telling some soldiers how this is going to eventually usher in Jesus Christ. And then, that kind of died down a little bit. And then people are, saying that the reason why he's helping Israel to build their third temple is so that will usher in our Messiah because they have to have their Messiah come. That's basically our Antichrist. And so therefore our Messiah comes back to defeat them. So they're saying
Well,
Trump's
we
trying to
talked
play
about
the
it.
long game.
We need the third temple to pop off, right? That's what we're
Yeah.
keeping eyes on first. And it seems like who it seems like that's what they're doing, right? God Mama, you shared it with
Mm,
me. Let me pull it up. Have we become racist? I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't even
that's a
look.
good show.
I didn't even look at you were like interesting points, and I was like, girl, that's what we were talking about.
Mhm.
Okay, let me pull up this X video real quick. Cause they're already pushing boundaries over there, yeah? It's Jerusalem, huh?
Yeah. In
It's
Jerusalem, the
Jerusalem.
old city,
Let me share the screen. How
the
did we get
holy
here? How did
city.
I jump over here? I don't know. Y'all know I got ADD. My bad.
We both do. It's fine.
Well, it's watch hours. We can get away with it. We're not doing a strict show today. I was over here talking about, oh yeah. I know we were talking about, just how we can't trust anything. And then we started talking about how
Mhm.
it could be the Messiah coming. And then we started talking about the third temple. And now here we are talking about Christians over there in Jerusalem. That's how we got there. However, we are if we get to that third temple, I'm talking about not like we, but like the people who want it. Like I'm excited for it. Like I welcome for these idiots
Mm.
to build any temple, any Tower of Babylon, do it all. Okay? It doesn't matter because you're in my beliefs, every knee will bend. So please do it. I have no problem. Y'all want to usher it in? Good. My God is good. Amen. Okay. My God is good.
Amen. Ooh-wee.
But this is
Baby.
what soldiers are doing over in Jerusalem, the Christians. And y'all know Jerusalem is a sore, not a sore, but a sacred spot for Christians, right?
The soldier in uniform, and this is soldiers
Mhm.
spitting too. The soldier in uniform, and this is people in uniform spitting on you. Now, what shall I say?
A recent video of a nun attacked in broad daylight has caused widespread shock. Many Christians in Israel say intimidation and spitting have become commonplace. Abbot Nicodemus Schnabel says he faces threats almost daily when he walks through Jerusalem.
It's a young monk. They're really spitting on me in the nighttime, in dark alleys without eyewitnesses, because they know if I attack the monk, it's not accepted. Now it's during daylight, people around, and they don't care.
Israeli organizations report a sharp rise in violent attacks on Christians. At the same time, initiatives promoting interfaith dialogue are coming under increased pressure.
The vast majority of Israelis think it's a very severe incident and these people have to punish severely. But I think there's no enough condemning from the authorities, from the government, from the politician. The opposite, they're kind of inflaming and inciting the atmosphere.
Yucky. Yucky. He
Yeah.
said they used to do it in the
Inflaming
dark.
and inciting.
Yeah, he used to say they do it at night. Now they just do it during the day. Meaning they got bold with it.
And it constantly amazes me how we have a quote unquote Christian conservative government and they haven't stepped in. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're done helping you because you're treating our fellow Christians like trash. But he's so concerned about how the Christians get treated in Africa. Like, no, no, no. That's not how that works. If Christians are being persecuted everywhere, anywhere, that is your concern because you are a conservative, Christian based, Jesus Christ
Country.
cabinet. Yeah. That is our leadership right now. And I know we like to say, well, church is separate than state, in it, but it's really not, y'all. It's really not. The Pope just got he just put his 2 cents on, what he thinks about AI, and he sends that out to the politicians for them
Mm-hmm.
to take into consideration when they write their laws. So there is no separation of church and state.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't the Vatican or where, why haven't they stepped in and said, hey, either we gonna have to do something, because everybody's funding and backing this state that is persecuting our own. That's insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity, friend.
And he had
And
that swag on.
I
I like
can't get
that.
behind that.
That Christian guy had that swag on. I like that all black with the Jesus piece. I know that's right. He had that thing
Mm,
on, baby, with the hoodie
mhm.
too. Yes. I could, yes. Go ahead and represent, baby. Okay. I don't know, Godmama. I think so I was watching some interview the other day and some lady was giving her 2 cents of what she thought, and they were like, well, what's the end game? And she said, well, they want to be God. It was Tulsi Gabbard.
Mm.
That's the interview I was watching. Tulsi Gabbard.
Ooh.
Y'all know Tulsi. She just stepped down from being our national security or intelligence person. Anyways,
Mhm.
yeah, she said they want to be God themselves. Once they reach this power, this, and I was like, that's the spirit I could see on Kevin O'Leary. His ego was just so that it was driving me insane, but it was like he wants that. He's like, I have enough money. I have this. I just need to win. And it's like, win what? What are we winning?
Win what?
I'll tell you, you know what? I'm with Elon now. Let's go to Mars. Fuck it. All them
Well, I
billionaires
was reading
starting the
something on
colony.
Twitter.
Let them go.
It's funny you bring up Elon, because I was reading on some of the trending topics of Twitter last night, or X, I'm sorry, and they were kind of given this manifesto of what they think is going to happen, and it has to deal with Elon Musk and his Starlink, how we're going to go through 3 days of darkness where there's not going to be any
Any
communication.
power.
Everything is going to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, the whole grid is going to shut down, friend. I wish I would have saved it so I could have brought it up for Watch Hour to read it in its entirety.
Let me scroll through. Let me see
But
what you.
basically, so basically, what they were saying is the TVs, everything is going to shut down. We're not going to have internet access, nothing. And then after the third day, your TV will turn back on, and you will be witnessing um, the beheading of important people. Yes. You will be witnessing the what did they basically said, the verdict of the trial that's been happening against the crimes of humanity. And then once that happens, everything, you will be connected to Starlink, and that's how the world will run basically after that.
So like the Mark of the
That
Beast, I've seen
there
a movie
that's
like this before. I've seen a movie like this before, and it was
Yes.
like Rapture type vibes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I love that. We love tinfoil
Well,
hat.
they were speaking it in a sense that, okay, so you remember way back when, I think it was around the first time Trump ran for president and then he got presidency, and QAnon and all of them were very,
Yeah.
very, very active, right? And
Yes.
they were coming out with like the list of who, Hillary Clinton was on that list, that she is going to be prosecuted and put to death, basically.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then Biden won, and all of QAnon, Anonymous, all of those people, they just quote disappeared, right? Their pages went down, everything. It was like they never existed. So it was given that type of vibe, like they're back. Because remember, I think I asked you privately the other day, like, whatever happened to the 1776ers? Where did they go?
Yes. Yeah.
Because they were also speaking this type of rhetoric, like, you're going to see the child traffickers, the people connected to Epstein, the people connected to Harvey, all of those people, you will see their heads roll.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of vibe it was giving, like, oh shit, are these like, is this real? Because who would have thought UFC was going to be on the freaking White House lawn? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, because it was very precise, friend. It was very precise, and I don't know. I don't
Listen, we
know.
had Nostradamus back in the day, so I'm not against people speaking prophetically. Okay, let me make that
Mm,
crystal clear. However, I'm at the point in my life where I welcome it. Oh, this what we got to get together.
mm,
Okay, let's go. Let's go. They said narrow is the way. Well, baby, that means some of y'all got to go.
right.
Okay, that means some of y'all got to get distracted and fall off that cliff. Okay, some of y'all need to be entertained by circuses and peanuts. Okay,
Hmm.
because narrow is the way. I'll see you when I see you. This ain't it. This ain't it. And I'm not sure of what the answer is, but now I understand what they say, what it's like to be kind of like not to be extreme, but I am, because we're including religion, a refugee in your own state or in your own homeland or your own this. Truth tellers are going to be that eventually. Christ seekers are going to be that eventually. We are going to be refugees amongst
Mm,
our own. They will turn on us for Donald Trump. These people that are Bible belters and supposed to
absolutely.
be Bible thumpers, they will turn on us for Trump in a heartbeat. What?
In a
They'll
heartbeat.
have Trump on the cross and
Because it
praying to him
says,
if we don't. I'm telling y'all, okay? Some of these people are lunatics. Lunatics.
listen, friend, and that's what it takes. That's all that it takes is for him to become because for the Judaism, their Messiah is not a extraterrestrial being. It is an earthly man. It is not someone who comes from the sky. It's not someone who comes from the sea. It's not someone who is birthed, from a virgin. No, it is a man who
Yeah,
fights for God and
yeah,
creates their own city and gets them a temple. That is their Messiah.
yeah.
Again, people need to do their studying. I say it all the time. I guess I'll say it till I'm dead. You need to do your own studying before you get to rah behind something.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are a part of the religion that ushers in the quote Armageddon, because that is a whole religion in itself. People who are trying to do all of the steps that the revelation gives
Mm.
to usher
Mhm.
in the Messiah. Because
Which
in
is
a way, they feel like they're God.
right, is which is interesting but they need that they need that third temple. That's all I'm waiting on. Go ahead and let's get jiggy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crusaders, mount up. It's time to get jiggy.
Baby.
I'm excited about it. I truly am. I'm one of those people. Truly excited about it. Glory be. Y'all, this over here though, Neil deGrasse, and this isn't new. This isn't current, but it's relevant. The White House loves to distract us with, oh, we're putting out alien files. Look over here, quick, look over here. Well,
Right. Fuck
Neil
the
deGrasse
Epstein files. Here's the alien files.
But here he goes. He said, why don't just put it all out here.
You've had last 10 years, I would say, you had high-ranking people who you would not suspect would be prone to imagination running away with them. That they high ranking, high respect, high integrity. Not only that, in the last 3 years, we've had insiders and whistleblowers who testify under oath that they've got alien body parts from crashed saucers and crashed saucer parts and reverse engineering. So at that level, you can't just say they're all crazy. You can say crazy people are crazy and you're done. But when people at that level say, then no. So I'm in a position now where when they announce they're going to release the files, I'm saying, I don't think the files are going to say anything we don't already think are there. So you know what I really need? Is it too much to ask? Bring out the alien.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask? You're already telling us you have it. Our imagination is run to no end of fulfillment with alien movies and stories. And so just bring out the alien. Because you bring out more and more people of different rank and in age of disclosure, it was not just insiders and whistleblowers. It was members of Congress, current and former members of Congress. And so bringing more of them out saying fundamentally the same thing does not really count as evidence scientifically. The battle cry, I need a witness, we've seen screamed in courtrooms, at least courtroom dramas, said no scientist ever. No scientist. I said to say they need a witness, no. It's if a lot of people are giving similar accounts, that's good enough reason to look more closely, get better data than information that has to be processed through your own brain. The human physiology is awful at data taking. I'm surprised eyewitness testimony is ever allowed in the court of law, based on what I know as a scientist and based on what psychologists know. We've done this experiment since since kindergarten. When you play telephone, one person starts with a story and they whisper it, and it comes 8 people later, the story is completely different. And that you don't have to be a child for it to be completely different.
Right.
All right. So something happens when the mind body processes objective information. That's why science was invented.
Damn, I want him to keep going. That was really good. I love Neil. I really do. I know he's controversial in some areas. Again, he's way more educated than I could ever be, and I always learn something new from him or gain a different perspective. So, yeah,
right?
if we're gonna bring out aliens, because some people are saying God Mama because they're not aliens, they're actually demons. Some people are saying these aren't aliens, these are creatures that have been here for forever. That's why they won't introduce it. These are ancient beings. These are
Well, either way, I'm with him. Bring them out, child. Bring them out.
Okay. Oh, okay. 10:21. Oh, okay. Go. Did you get
Bring
your
them
charter?
the fuck out.
Something you can agree with him on. I loved how he talks and he breaks it down to us like we're 5. I love people like that. I could listen to Neil talk all day about anything. I really could.
But it's
Just
not
because
condescending.
It's not
Mhm.
condescending in his perspective. Like, I got a chuckle when he said, I'm surprised eyewitnesses is allowed at court testimony. Because what? Oh, Lord. Because some people just
You
are
don't have
delusional.
the
Are
evidence.
delusional. Some people are fucking delusional, or they forget that their hands are just as dirty, or they forget that this, that, and the other. Yeah.
Like you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't have brought the alien leg into court that day? Like what happened? What went on? You
Well,
couldn't have brought the piece of the spaceship down? I mean,
they tried to do some alien leakage back in the day, and everybody was like, "That's fake. Get this shit out of here." Remember when Area 51 had some footage? Everybody's like, "Yeah, whatever." So maybe they tried, and we didn't believe
but
them.
I mean,
Hey, James.
what
James, you're the only person
I
that's
mean,
typed
it
it.
says something.
It does speak of
Shout out to you.
um alien-ish, yes, extraterrestrial, I guess, or
Mhm.
they call them heavenly bodies, or mhm, of not human. Yes.
Demons, yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. So, well,
But it's
even demons are
interesting
heavenly
to me
bodies, I
that
think.
Neil is saying this because he's not of religious base. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
if he specifically, knew with his whole heart that yes, there are different beings out here in the world, he wouldn't be so, no, bring it forth. You're saying all this, so I need you to prove it. He
Right.
still has some disbelief in his mind that there is life outside of us.
Well, no, I think he believes it. I think he absolutely believes it. I think he is tired. He's like, what's the point of the hoorah? He thinks they might not
Right.
have it, or if they do, it's something they don't want to get, they want to capitalize off of it.
Mm.
It's no longer a
Mhm.
fear factor because, like you said, we've gone through the Hollywood motions of it.
Right.
But, what's the point of keeping it? Well, government for a reason.
Mhm.
And to add on to that, we can't forget about those scientists. 12, 13 scientists
Exactly.
that went missing. These people were talking about anti-gravity. They were talking about antimatter. They were talking about not only is there aliens or whatever we want to call them, there's also beings, she was saying, that are basically I don't know, P 50,000 or something. Basically time travelers
Mhm.
is what one of the scientists was saying. She's dead. I don't know. And these were like hardcore nerds. Like, these people weren't even out like politically affiliated. They're just straight up scientists,
Right.
and showed up dead. And that's been swept under the rug. Some of our top leading physicists, scientists, quantum people. Yeah. So what's really going on? CERN over here doing the
Well,
most.
a lot of
Data
people
centers
said,
popping
they
up like crazy. What's going on, family?
that they jumped through time loops or they were time travelers and they've gone back. But I was watching a video earlier of the Mandela effects that have been happening, and I didn't realize a lot of them, like one specific that stuck out of my mind in the movie where Tom Cruise slides out and he's got on a button-up white shirt, underwear, and some sunglasses. Do you remember that movie?
Um, it's not McGuire, but yeah, Tommy McGuire, but
Yeah.
it's
He had
something.
Well, now in this what they're calling timeline that we're in, Google tells you that he never had on sunglasses, black sunglasses. It's
The Black
very
Raven.
weird.
I can see it in my head
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, they're
Where he
saying
slides
he
with his
never.
socks. It wasn't Tommy McGuire, was it?
No, it wasn't McGuire. I forgot the other name of the other movie he was in.
He slides
Um,
in. Stairs are
and
behind
he's
him.
a Yep,
The door's to the right of
and he's
him. He
yep,
slides into the right, and we're getting the view like we're on the sofa as the chick, right?
correct.
I
And
see
they're
it.
saying he did the slide in, but he didn't have on sunglasses. And another one that we were all taught, George Washington Carver did not create peanut butter. He created 80 different products with peanuts, but peanut butter was not one of them. I remember sitting in class being taught that he created peanut butter, but Google will tell you, no, he did not. Like,
Well,
it's a
see,
lot of things that they like
this is why we have
have
to.
happened. It's weird.
No, this is why we have to keep hard copies. You know, I'm an advocate for hard copies of things. I like old literature. People laugh at me for being like a homely body type vibe, but you gonna see me in some Goodwills. Period. You gonna see me at used bookstores. You're gonna see me with, yes, I like old encyclopedias, National Geographics, any type of dictionary I can get my hand on, any type of religical text that I can get that's like old, any type of old maps, hard copies for this exact reason. They want to digitize everything so that way, oh, if there was 3 days of darkness, we come back and you're Brandon. Like, please get real.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better hard copy that. And my son laughs at me. He's like, "Oh, that's what they used to say about gas vehicles, Mom. Like, yeah, you guys, blah, 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 the scare tactics, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, no, baby. People are on Earth today going without power. This is real.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to people in Cuba, son, and ask me if it's not happening. What? Please. Don't do me. It is possible. And the more we rely on what we call energy and data and digital copies, the less we're going to lose. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the easier it is to rewrite, so to speak, history or what happened during certain times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, dang, I remember all of these this way, but when people would go, hey, Google, da 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 da, it would be like, no, that never happened. Like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
And see,
And
I
so
don't have
now
the
when people are
best
talking about
memory.
it
Yeah, but some things you just,
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is
Well, this
getting
is
not scary, but just
no.
Twilight Zone-ish.
This makes sense on why, because I look at things like Gaza. Not to get down or kill joy anything, because Gaza is a real situation that's happening today as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just how everything's gone for them. It's rubble. It is squalor. It is just no standing. It's just rubble.
Mm-hmm.
And this has happened before. So I believe in great resets. I believe in lost history. I believe in retold stories. Yes. History is only truly carried by quote unquote the victors or by those who held sacred the word and memorized it. That's why they tell people to memorize their Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, no matter where you go, the word is with you. You know what I mean? You're able to quote a scripture at the drop of a dime. They tell you that so that it's carried on, and it has. And that's how it happens like this. Just because it's not happening to us today, to us, doesn't mean it's not happening today.
Exactly. Right.
It's absolutely happening. We are just over here like we're at Tel Aviv and we're like, turn up. It's about to be
Well, they
June.
said, speaking of Tel
Hold
Aviv,
on. Hold on. It's about to be Gay Pride Month. I ain't heard a lick of no Gay Pride Month. Have y'all heard anything about no Gay Pride Month? I ain't heard a lick of no Gay Pride. Have y'all heard of any Gay Pride yet? No?
It's about to be that time, though.
Usually by this time, they're already pushing it through, aren't they? They already...
The
You would see rainbows
flyers, yeah,
and
the
flags.
events.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, we're definitely living under a rainbow colored glasses where it's not happening to us. We're bitching about gas prices. Oh boy. I guess that's
It's funny you mentioned Tel Aviv because from what I read on Twitter last night, I keep calling it Twitter, X last night,
Oh, I'm gonna always call it Twitter.
Tel
So,
Aviv got struck.
oh
Tel
really?
Aviv got struck again.
Let me
Yeah.
look that
And
up.
they said it was kind of bad.
Okay, let me look it up.
So,
So they're not doing
so
anything
they, I
for
mean,
gay pride either, because they love to have gay pride over there. Let me look up Tel Aviv Gay Pride 2026 before I look up them getting.
girl. Well, they said they're having issues with the ceasefire, but I thought the ceasefire was only supposed to last for 2 weeks. We've been well over 2 weeks now.
Israel is
But
set
then
to
I
host.
seen
Let's share it. Israel is set to host the largest. Here we go, baby. They might have got bombed, but they're bombed. They're Israel is set to host the largest
what the
LGBTQ
fuck.
festival
Y'all
ever
hit that
in the
like.
Middle East. Baby. They said bombed where? Next. They're back on the queers and stairs. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm not going to share this tab. Sorry. No. Okay. Well, it
I'm
looks like
screaming.
this other one, it's showing that it's no.
Yikes.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Yikes.
let's look up them.
And and we wonder where the agenda came from. This has been a long time coming, family,
It really
obviously.
has.
You know, it
Mm,
has been a long time coming.
It has.
And it is so funny because Trump likes to play in people's face about, gay pride and yah yah yah, but then it's helping people like this. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all play too much. Play too
Israel plans
much.
to launch Tel Aviv, New York flights as early as summer. They say something over here, Delta X Middle East. Tel Aviv under
Well,
attack.
how are they
No.
going to be asking Christians to come over there if they're getting spit on? What?
Well, you're hosting the gayest thing in the Middle East. Why would we do that? And that's where people go to kiss the wall. Isn't that weird?
This is
I don't
that's why I
find that
say y'all
odd.
play way too much. Way too much.
Hmm. I'm seeing some headlines, but I'm not seeing anything about a bombing in Tel Aviv quite yet. Anyhow, so yeah, but no, that's what they're planning for 2026. Book your flights. Book
Child.
your
Okay.
flights.
No thanks. I'll
And
be
the
all right
video
right
that they
here.
posted, oh, I'm all for gay pride. That's what's weird. Well, I'm not all for gay pride. I'm all for anybody representing themselves. Y'all go turn up. I'm not going to tell you how to celebrate. You don't tell me how to celebrate. Let's just do our thing.
Right.
But this is the only parade where you are encouraged to be as provocative, sexual, animalistic, bestialic, and include kids as well and promote it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only one that I know of that to that degree where it's all inclusive and drugs and alcohol and anything goes. I don't know. Not to stereotype, but I've been to gay pride myself. So I have actually been there. I've experienced it. I went to Houston Gay Pride. Sure did. It was cool. And I went with the bisexual guy. It was cool. We have fun. But I got to see firsthand.
The community. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, super.
Yeah. Mm.
Let me see.
Hey,
Where's the
Stu.
link? I need some tea, family. I've been talking and I'm still trying to
I know
push
I
this.
need
this last of this funk out of me.
Yeah, I need to refill my coffee cup. So I'm gonna give y'all a little 1-2 while me and her get it together. Jim, if you want to come up, you can.
Come on up.
We'll be right back.
Honeybee, you deserve all you desire. So fly away, black butterfly, to what you admire. Only you can hinder you from truly reaching triumph. I'm destined for greatness because I imagine that. My skin light, but baby, I am blacker than black. I got a mean code switch voice for work type black. I'm so black that my pale teacher called me a nigga in the middle of class. And I just sat back and laughed because that word don't make me boo. It makes you miserable. Don't gotta go to the circus to know it's clowns in there.
Oh, hey, we're back. Come on up, Jim. Hello.
Are you hanging out with a bisexual guy?
It was fun. It was fun.
Would you let that bisexual guy hang out with your son by themselves?
Hang out with who?
Your son.
My son can handle himself, Jim. He's 20.
No. This is a yes or no. Would you let that bisexual guy hang out with your son?
Yes.
Okay, well that's why these kids are getting fucked by these dudes, because of women like you who think it's okay.
My son is 20 years old.
It doesn't matter. Can your son be sexually harassed?
Anybody can be sexually harassed. Anybody.
Okay. We talked about like a couple weeks ago about if your son was in high school and he fucked the teacher, how angry and upset you would be, right? Because you're like, oh, these teachers should know better. They shouldn't be fucking these kids, right?
Yes. He's in college, but yes. Okay.
So your high school version of your son, you let him hang out with this little punk that you were hanging out with, and that would be okay. But if you went to hang out with the teacher after hours, you'd have a problem with that, right?
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't let my high school son hang around adult people like that, whether they're gay, straight. When it's adult time, it's adult time. I don't include children.
Okay, what I'm saying is, gay people should not be around children at all. All right. Now you're saying, ooh,
a lot of people shouldn't be around children.
No. Let's stick to the topic because you're being a woman. A majority of these gay couples that adopt these children, and there's many cases, they're fucking these kids. Okay? Now you're saying that heterosexual people fuck their children too. Okay, but these gays have to do an extra step to get children. They adopt children, they have surrogates. So they're doing this extra step to fuck children. They're more deranged.
Or no. Some of these people, and watch your language.
Okay.
Some of these people had like full-blown relationships with heterosexual people first, so it's their own kids, and then they turn gay or whatever.
Yeah. So the point is, we should.
So not all of them go the extra step to find kids. A lot of them, it's their own kids.
But we're talking about like Ellen DeGeneres. She adopted her kid. Her daughter disowned her. Rosie O'Donnell. She adopted her kid, and her daughter disowned her. You know. The dude that was mopping, he didn't know there was a break, and I told he used to work it, so I told him to go down there and look for you. The dude with the herpes on his lip. Yeah. I told him to go look for you. He was working the whole time.
The herpes on his lip. The fuck?
So it's not Tyra though. It's not Tyra. It's a white dude. But
What do you think of Mandami? What do you think of Mandami?
Listen, what I'm saying is these gays. You can't listen. It's so fucked up. You know, I don't know if God Mama. I don't know how effed up she is. She doesn't squirt, so I'm really disappointed in her. But I don't know how fucked up she is to not allow. God Mama, would you allow your kids to go to tranny story time?
No, Jim, okay. I would not.
It's hard enough for these kids to read, right?
I mean, what? Okay, no, because I know what tranny story time you're talking about, and no. I would not.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dudes that dresses up like women, and they want to go read the children. They don't want to read the convicts. They don't want to read the people their own age. They don't want to read the homeless people. They want to read the children. Now, children have a hard enough time reading from normal teachers, but you want to go out of your way to dress up a bitch and go read the children. You're a sick person.
Well,
And
anyways, the reason why we even ended up here, Jim, is because I said there's been a lack of promotion of gay pride. Have you noticed that? Or is over there in New York, do you see a lot of gay pride promotion or no?
Listen, I live in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay. Wherever you live. Do you see a lot of gay? It's just something that I've seen lacking this year. I'm just asking.
Well, what I'm saying is they're
Yeah,
switching.
like have you seen any gay pride flyers?
Hold on. No. But they're switching from the gay pride. Now it's the LGBTQIA. The new thing is the furries. I don't know if you know what a furry is.
That's not new, but yes, we know.
Well, it is the newer thing.
Furry.
So what I'm saying is, yeah.
No, it's not. They've been shoving butt plugs up their butt with little furry, nasty raccoon tails coming out since. I'm telling you, Jim.
They're dressing up. They have the full body suits. No, but they have the full body suits and they're dressing up like these animals.
We know.
Now these body suits are like up to $5,000. So that's what I'm saying. So they're
evolved, yes, but they're not new.
Well, what I'm saying is they're taking away from the gay thing.
Yeah, they have animatronics. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you're saying you don't see a lot of the straight up gay stuff, is because they're morphing into the tranny, into the furry stuff. So that's what they're doing. That's why you don't see a lot of just regular gays, run-of-the-mill gay stuff. Like the gay flag has been taken over by the tranny flag. You know, they got that triangle in the middle now. You don't see a lot of regular gay flags because it's an old thing to be gay. Because some of the gays have turned against the trannies. They see now, oh shit, this is really, really bad, and it's making them look bad. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of just the regular run-of-the-mill gay stuff, because they're switching to the furries and the trannies. The trannies the new thing. You know, and next up after the trannies, they're going to do the MAPs, the minor attracted people. Now they tried to promote that a couple of times.
You are so 2000 and late. Why weren't you on my panel 3 years ago when I was screaming at the top of my lungs that I went through? I mean, you're late, babe. I'm sorry. I love you, but you're just now catching up. This is old. I was losing my mind trying to figure out what was going on with all of this situation. I went undercover. I got into some of the gay communities. I did like how many shows about it, Godmama? I did a lot of shows about
it was a whole year.
It was, yes. The minor attracted people. I was losing my mind. Solo dolo.
So you were eating pussy in these clubs?
Never.
How are you going undercover in a gay club?
I was like making accounts saying I was trans.
Oh, okay, so you weren't going into the fucking bar. Like,
no.
Like OMG.
Yeah, troll account. No, Jam. No.
Yeah. That's not the same fucking thing. That's like Tim making a troll account and paying tax.
Well, I was trolling. I was undercover. I even went to the point where I thought about identifying as a woman that wants to transition into a man, just to really get understanding of how delusional they were. I'm telling you, these people were willing to ship hormones with not even knowing my government name.
Listen,
like, oh, yeah, we can send you testosterone right now. Oh, we can send you hormones right now. I was like, what?
You never went undercover to try to rub Diet's head?
Did what?
You never went undercover to try to rub Diet Melanin's head? Like, I mean, under this lesbian operation you're talking about?
Yeah. Jim, please stop.
Why was she in Tyler's chat today?
That's nothing new.
I mean, she hasn't been there in years, but
that's nothing new. No, because her old man was over there while she was locked up too. That ain't nothing new.
I mean, that's crazy that she can't keep him. You know?
Well, maybe because you dropped down over here talking about her. I'm sure she wants to, say, Jim, watch this. I don't know.
I mean, she didn't give him any donations. I think the bank of Tim slowed up because he went live today talking about his little trailer business that isn't going to go anywhere. Listen, he's so crazy. He thinks that he's going to get a food trailer with no driver's license.
I thought it looked nice.
Listen, it looks like shit. First of all, second of all,
Oh no.
let me finish. No, it looks like
have
shit.
you seen it, Godmama? It's
Huh?
almost done. The electrical work looks.
It's not done, man. It is not done. He's just putting in rubber mats on the floor. Are you high right now?
I almost
I'm
believe that you was gay back
screaming.
then. I had a jail girlfriend, and we never shared a cell together. That's
I'm
not real
screaming.
gay. That's not real gay, family. That's not real gay.
So listen,
That
he's
was
got to pass. He's got to
that
pass
was jail
DOT.
gay. That was
He's
jail
got to
gay.
pass. He's got to pass DOT inspection. Okay, which he's not going to
Oh,
get.
he does. Yeah, he will have to pass DOT. But he's almost done. Like for real, he's almost
It
done.
looks
No,
nice.
Godmama, don't listen to her. She's
It looks
pulling
nice.
she's pulling her twat here. He's live right now showing the thing. If you go back like an hour and a half, you can see the progress. He's not done at all. He hasn't even started. So don't listen to lurkers. She's pulling your twat here. He's
No,
not
I think
done.
that he's got the electrical in, the drywall
He
up, the
did not.
flooring
He
down.
did not. Listen, go back an hour and a half to his current live stream. You want to go back an hour and a half? Listen, let's do this. If I'm wrong, you're going to send James some feet pics. How about both of you motherfuckers? You're going to send James Lane some feet pics.
See, that's exactly why I had to
What
do
if
what I
James
did.
don't even?
What?
What if James don't even like feet pics? I mean, he may
Listen,
not
it's
even be a
something better
feet
than nothing.
person. What you mean?
Listen, it's something better. It's some young girl's
If
feet.
you want feet pictures, just say that.
I don't want feet pics. Listen. She don't squirt, and she likes to do with a wide fucking nose. So listen,
screaming.
go back. He's not even done with that shit. Go back on topic. So you're saying, oh, minor attractive people aren't new. What I was saying before I was interrupted is they pitch it slowly. They pitched it before, people got mad.
Yes.
They pitched it again, people got mad. So they're going to pitch it now because they're really pushing. Before, when they pitched it, they didn't have story time. They realized that, oh, these single moms are that fucking stupid. If we can get dudes to dress up as women and read books to their children and fuck their children in bathrooms, we can really get this minor attractive thing going. So, and you got Democrats and Republicans that are saying the Epstein file doesn't matter.
Okay, what do you think about Mandami?
Huh?
What do you think about Mandami?
I mean, listen, I didn't vote for the guy. You know, I'm from New York, and honestly, I say this sincerely, it needs to burn to the ground. And I wish, now I'm not joking, like they should just nuke it and just burn it to the ground. And, you know, these people just don't learn, so fuck them. Fuck them. They want to have their property taken, just fuck them. Fuck them.
Well, he's introducing a bill that's going to get rid of bad landlords, give property back to the tenants.
It's not going to happen. You really think the small hats are going to let go of their, come on.
Well, he's already slapping big corporations with fines. He made Amazon pay their $9 million.
Guess what? They're going to leave. They're going to leave, and then these people are going to be unemployed.
That's what I've been hearing. That they're just going to pack up and leave.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to leave. These people are going to be unemployed, and they're going to be out in the street. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't do things like that. You know, it was stupid to raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour. Now I get it. Listen, I get it with inflation and everyone's getting rich and whatnot. But you know, you're cutting people's hours. When they raised the minimum wage to that, these people they're not getting 40 hours. And there's a lot of stupid people. You want a stupid person making $20 an hour? No. You know what? What I hate when I go to a restaurant and these motherfuckers ask me for my fucking name, but you get my order wrong. Does that make any fucking sense? You want to know my name, but you can't get my fucking order right? So I just say, hey, I'm some guy. What's your name? Some guy. Get my order right.
Some guy.
You know? Yeah. So, you know, you can't, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. You're going to price people out in New York. That's why I left. You're going to price people out, and there's going to be no jobs. And what are you going to have there? You're going to have a permanent population on Section 8 of welfare. and they're going to be there for generations.
You don't think that's going to encourage younger people to buy when people leave, and is that not going to cause prices to go down and younger people to
No,
afford?
because man, the small hats hold all the deeds. They hold all the deeds of New York City, all those buildings.
Well, that's why I was asking your thoughts on Mandami.
Man,
but
man, he's not going to take the deeds from the small hats. Okay. What I told you like last time, I said the blacks, their only opportunity to do anything in New York City was the 70s and 80s when there was all those vacant lots for $2,000, and they didn't buy those lots up. The small hats came in and they bought up all that cheap property, and they made apartment buildings, and they're making consistent money. The blacks had one opportunity.
When you say small hats, are you speaking of one specific demographic of people, or are you speaking of like money?
Those guys.
Okay,
Those guys.
I know who you're talking. That's why I needed to have clarification, because I was like, small hat. I know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they call them tiny, but they're small.
Because they did come in and buy up all of the property for the low.
On the cheap.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Not
and
just
black
in New
people
York City. It was everywhere.
Black people had the opportunity and they refused. All these guys that were selling drugs. You had the Frank Lucas. He didn't spread the money out. You had all these people that were in Harlem. You had all these black drug dealers. They got the Godfather of Harlem on TV right now. Well, he didn't buy up all this cheap land and give it back to the people. No. So they had Barry Seal. When Barry Seal was running cocaine for Clinton, you know, the cocaine cowboys was out. Blacks had an opportunity to buy a property and they refused. So, you know, that's what you get. You get nothing. And I'm gonna tell you something. If and when the government actually starts to care about their debt and the money, and when they stop welfare and government housing, it is going to be riots in the streets. And I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Absolutely.
You know, ROGS is ratchet or ghetto. That's what we call black people. They're called ROGS. So they are going to chip out and they're going to be nuts. That's their own doing. You know? Black mothers didn't tell their kids, hey, you should start saving. You know, black mothers didn't tell their kids what the stock market is. Did they? Yeah, I seen him. He didn't know that you didn't take your break, but I seen him. You're fine. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, but I just came up here to say that gay people as a whole are bad, and it sucks that you were hanging out with a trainee, with a bi dude. I don't know how black women.
I'm screaming.
I had so much fun. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I had more fun that he was bi than I had just with the gays.
I mean, it's just so stupid. That's so crazy for you to believe.
And they thought that too. They thought that too. My little gays that invited me. I said, "Well, hey, I know a bi guy. Can I invite him?" And the bi guy was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe like you're like outing me like this in front." And I'm like, "Well, you said you're bisexual," and he's like, "I am, but I'm not that kind of bisexual." We ended up having so much fun. So, well, no, because we got to dip off, and he kind of was like heterosexual for a little bit. Like we didn't have to sit and like be like hardcore, like gay. You know?
Yeah, see, that's acceptable with women. That's acceptable. You know, men
it's
are.
Not like I was fucking him. I wasn't fucking him, Jem. I wasn't fucking him. Yeah, so what did it matter? You know what I mean?
I mean, but you're just encouraging that behavior. You're like, oh, it's cool that you're a semi-sissy. And this is why, you know, you women complain about men.
No. I never called him a sissy. I said he was bisexual.
listen, I'm gonna say this: any man who allows another man to fuck him in his ass willingly is a punk. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I think he might be like what they call a top. I don't know if he was a bottom.
What if they're a top only? I mean, in my opinion, they're still gay, but what if they're a top only? They don't get bottom rod out.
If they're top, you guys have trash ass pussy as a whole, and you need to like really reanalyze their lives. So, like, fuck, if my pussy's that trash,
what's a random stranger being a top got to do with my coochie booty? I'm confused
if it's,
right now.
well, I'm saying women as a
What's
whole.
a
I'm saying
random
that
man being a top got to? Oh, okay.
because the dude that you let get away because you don't squirt, he's probably fucking some guy because you don't squirt. See how that works?
Ew.
If he was squirting,
This
then
is
he wouldn't be
insane.
fucking that guy.
Yeah.
So you gotta think
You
about
may be
that.
right, or he
What did
just
I
may be gay and told.
what, what did
Maybe
I
he
do
likes
wrong?
penetrating booty hole, maybe than coochie, so that's why he can't make me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You may be onto something here. You may
Listen,
be onto
is
something.
Tyra more feminine than you?
No.
I don't know. I
Okay, there
don't
you go.
think
That's the
so.
answer.
I don't know
Well,
what Tyra
His
does in
hands
this
alone
daily
are,
life. So.
his hands are very masculine. His
No, his
hands.
hands are crackulent. His hands are crackulent. Those are crackhead fingers. Stop it. See, whoever be sipping should be low key sipping for this
Can they be
crackhead, and it's
dry?
just nuts.
I
Yeah,
stop it
they're
though.
dry. Listen,
Stop.
they're dry. They're dry and they're flat and they're
He's
wide
just
like a
simping.
crackhead. Yeah, she be sipping for this
Mm.
crackhead. I don't know why, because she wants that $10. I mean, Tim. I think the bank of Tim is like gone out of business for Tyra. He's like been dry begging all morning. So hopefully Tim will start giving
Oh
you
wow.
I
Tyra's money.
no, that's but I don't see Jim. That's you who does that. I'm over here minding mine.
Yeah, but he wants your box, and he'll pay for some feet. James owes the feet pictures because he's a good guy. So you should just give him feet pictures just off the GP. But here you go,
First,
James.
no. I need you to stop speaking for people. We've talked about
Listen,
this.
I'm a
Eh,
hero. I speak for those who are too shy to be spoken
I'm a
up for.
hero.
No, that's not
You
true.
know, that is. I'm a hero. I'm a hero, and I'm a matchmaker. And if things go right, I'm gonna go to heaven.
Let me see your credentials. Who have you match made?
Listen. It's classified. All right. All you need to know.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
All you need to know is you need to stop sitting for this crackhead. Right?
All right, Jim. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to
Yeah.
say?
No. I mean, is Gary in the chat? Because these punks. Speaking of punks, he might be showing up here in a minute.
Okay. All right.
Oh
Thank you.
god.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim, for coming up. Jim's really good about hitting the link, requesting the link, speaking freely. His views are not our views, family.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we agree, a lot of times we don't. I don't even know where to move right along.
I meant to tell Jim he needed if he subscribed to Angry Man, if he's not subscribed to Angry Man, he needs to go find the YouTube channel Angry Man and watch his latest video of Are We the New Racist? I think Jim would get a really
I
good
think,
entertainment out of that live.
can we play like a little bit of it? Let me see if I got it over here. I know you sent it to me. I haven't even opened it, so I don't even know what it is, but I think we can get away with 2 minutes of commentary, say 2 to 5 minutes. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, have we become racist? Child. Have we become racist?
I would go pretty because it's what 2 hours and something.
Mm-hmm.
I would go probably a good little close to an hour in and
Okay.
see what he's talking about. Because I know at the beginning he played his music and stuff like that.
So, like I told
Yeah,
her,
go
the
ahead. Sorry.
government has swelled into a behemoth. It's not meant to be this size. And one of the things that Trump decided to do was get rid of the waste were dismissed or whatever because they wouldn't take the jab, and witnessed two young bullies cursing and threatening a very frightened waitress. Two cops rushed in, lifted up the thug. Why y'all trying to lock them boys up? And here's the funny thing. A lot of those white folks knew that those men committed those crimes. They knew it. But for the sake of racial solidarity, they would never go against each other. Not even for justice. And what I'm saying is, how the fuck are you niggas any different? How are you any different? Oh, those boys was innocent. Yeah, they was innocent. They went to the park that night to get cotton candy and freaking skip down the damn street. Strict them and this, that, and the third and all that. And I said, bro, because they was like, all these years later, they asked Donald Trump about them, and he said he still believes they're guilty. I said, let me tell you something. I said, if that had been a black woman back in the 80s that was jogging through the park, and some white boys, some white teenage boys would have been in that park, and one of them, RAPE, that black woman, the entire black community would have wanted all of those boys to be locked up for the rest of their natural lives. And if it came out that only one of them actually did the deed, but one of the other boys held her down and the others were just there, first and foremost, you niggas wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't have believed it. And you know why you wouldn't have believed it? You wouldn't have believed it because it was a black woman that it happened to, and it was white boys that did it. You wouldn't have believed it. And if they were exonerated the way the Central Park 5 was exonerated, y'all would be screaming to the top of the mountain. To this day, you would be saying they only got away with it and got off because they white. And I know this to be a fact.
Is that a fact? Is he preaching? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the full context of this gentleman's hour-long thing, but so he's a Trump supporter? Angry Man is?
I don't know what Angry Man is. I don't know if he's an actual Trump supporter. I don't know. It was just his talking points were very interesting to me because he was, saying like we as a community do the same things, it's we, if it's a group of us and an outside race comes into that group, that outside race gets kind of, roughed up a little bit or singled out, until we can tell whether or not they're a spy or this, that, and the third. It's deeply rooted, like the last conversation we've had. However, he does make some valid points that we can be racist ourselves as a community, as a whole. We very much can be.
I'll say prejudice. Yes, we can be racist if. I mean, it's got to be like in a certain area, though. You know what I mean? Like you got to be. I don't know how to. I don't want to say it because it's going to stereotype black people. And I don't want to feed the beast. Like say a white lady move into the hood. Say a young white mom. She got mixed kids or something. She move into the hood. There's going to be a little protocol that she's going to have to follow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hmm.
And it's not racism though. See, I wouldn't consider that racist. However, I have noticed when there's like some online situations and it's all black people and a white person speaks up, they be like, this ain't your fucking place to talk to, take a seat,
Hmm.
sit this one out, this black people business, blah, blah, blah. But in real life, it ain't really like that though. So I don't know. Is it a facade that we're being, that we're getting
Right.
emotional about, or is this real life stuff? I mean, don't get it twisted. There are times when Karens intervene. We've seen Karens call police on kids at the park, or we've seen those things. I'm not saying those instances don't happen, but the racism parts, to me, that you no, we're just prejudiced, or we're just, some people are, they've just been rubbed the wrong way for too long. Or some black people just don't fuck with white people. How about that? That doesn't make you racist. It just means I don't like yours. I don't like your, you know what I mean? What y'all got going on. I don't know.
And
I don't
that,
know.
from what I can understand from Angry Man's point of view, his stance is it can't be okay if we do it and not them. Is what is basically his stance. I don't think he's like, because at one point in the video he talks about the pro-black movement and how, that's no different than the pro-white movement, or white supremacist movement. It's no different.
I agree.
Whether we're black, we're white, we're Chinese, we're Indian, we're whatever, it's no different. And I think that's more of where he's coming from. Like, hey, we can't be systematically racist, no, because we don't have power. But he talked about that too in the video. Like, people haven't done their history to know that at one point in time when when black people were in power, white people were slaves to them. So it to the degree of chattel slavery. History doesn't say that, but history is very vague as well when it comes to it. From what I've researched, but it's just a cycle of what keeps happening. One person gets on top, the other person gets on bottom. One person gets on top, the other person gets on bottom. It's a constant. But I do agree in a way that um you can very well be subjected to racism as a white person, light skinned person in an all black environment. Absolutely. I've had it done to me. And I'm just happen to be biracial, very light skinned, where you get this weird vibe from people like, like, I got to G check you, which cool, whatever. But still at the end of the day, like, you can't just exclude someone based off of of the tone of their skin or the race of their skin if you don't want that to happen to you, is all I would say. Like, we get upset if there's an all white establishment, but if there's an all black establishment, it's like fist in the air, good job, let's go support it. You know what I'm saying? But this a block, like, literally the next establishment over could say white only, and we have a whole issue with that. That's what I think is the
The
weird
double
part
standard.
for me. Yeah,
The
it's a
double.
double standard, and it's kind of weird
No.
because it's okay if we do it, but it's not okay if they do it.
No.
No.
Which
No.
is funny. We're having this conversation because when I was showering this rising, I was giggling in the shower about white people and how I would consider a Spaniard a white person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And how they would be so offended by that. They would be so offended to be called white because I'm not, but you're European. Why don't we start classifying people just by their race? Fuck a color.
Right. By their ethnicity. You're right. since we have issues with immigrants and start then therefore we won't have white and black, we will just have American. Okay,
Because
are you an American or are you not an American?
I was
It's
thinking
that
about
fucking
like
simple.
Christopher Columbus and like the conquistadors and stuff. I was having a whole history moment in the shower today. And I was just tickled pink about the fact that they would be upset to be called white people, especially related to Americanized today's white people.
Right.
The conquistadors wouldn't be happy at all.
Mm-mm.
However, I mean, were they not white, light colored eyed, whatever?
Mm-hmm. The
Wasn't
only
racist.
difference is they had dark hair and an olive tone,
An olive tone, but baby, I
undertone.
mean, please. Fair skinned as a
Yeah,
mug.
it very well is.
Mhm. So I thought about that. But, you know, the diasporas of white people aren't the same as diasporas of black people. That's the truth.
That's yeah, yeah. It
And that's,
doesn't seem like they care too much about their diaspora as much as
no.
we do. They don't. The British, they do. They care wholeheartedly. Um, but as far as everyone else, they don't, I'm an American and that's all they care about. Period,
Right,
point blank.
right.
They don't care if they were originally from Sweden. They don't care. They don't care. I'm an American. That's it. That's all you need to know. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. Then I'm just an American. Then he's just an American. Then she's just American. So what does it matter if he's a
What does it
black
matter?
American, a white American? Because it doesn't matter.
Well, that's how I feel. That's why I can't get into race bait politics and I can't get into, I'm sorry, I can't. Because we're all mutts. If you're an
Because we
American,
keep
you're
being
a
the
fucking mutt.
beast.
Well, you're a mutt.
Period.
Unless your family came from the Central Americas. But if you were, I mean, listen, or you've got some reservation, you've got some type of land rights on a reservation. Other than that, sweetheart, you're a mutt.
Or y'all have been doing or y'all have been doing
Or
arranged
you're an
marriages
immigrant.
between
You're an
tribes
immigrant.
this
I
whole
mean,
time.
an immigrant. But if your family's been here since slave days or since Ellis, not even Ellis Island, before all that, during Irish famine, during blah, 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 baby, you're a mutt, honey. That's just what it is.
But
Yeah.
I'm a
You're a
dog.
mutt. That's
I'm
why
a mutt.
That's why a lot of the white people jumped on 23andMe. Okay, black people used it too, but
Mm-hmm.
white people loved their 20. They wanted to know. Okay,
And
just
they
because
were
you're mixed
so
with
happy
other
when
white
some of them would come back 1% black, 2% black. I'm black. Like, girl, that's because
or
we're all mutts.
Jamaican
Okay.
or yeah, South Islands, yeah.
I'm from 1% West Ghanaian. Like, girl, shut up. Okay.
That was the slave
Way
that
back
was
in the day.
raped.
That was the
That was the
slave. That
slave
was
that was
rape,
raped by
baby.
the reaper and stayed in Ghana or whatever. She was left behind. Facts.
Stop it. Like, this
Don't
is.
do it. Don't.
What a beautiful Wednesday this is. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful Wednesday.
It is nice. And it's almost noon. Ooh wee. So okay, I see Angry Man, and I'll end that where that's at. I'm not sure. I think he's like manosphere type vibe, so I don't really.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But he's kind of stepped away from them almost because he's kind of like, I guess you would say, matured past their talking points.
Hmm.
Um, he'll still hang out because I see him with Tommy a lot. I see him sometimes over, what's his name, Antoine Daniels and all of them. But for the most part, he kind of sticks to his own. I see Tommy is very active for somebody who's not really supposed to be on social media, but he's active. He was having a whole discussion with Captain Taraziak last night.
Oh really?
Girl, it was a hot mess. It was him, Captain Taraziak, and some other
Where
people
was
I
that
did
at?
not know. On Captain Taraziak's channel on YouTube, but but Tommy was not originally streaming from YouTube. Tommy was somewhere else.
Like Rumble or whatever.
Yeah, and they were talking, I don't know what they were talking about, but when I walked in, some man was comparing the breed of dogs to how women choose men. It was so weird. So weird. And Tommy was just sitting up in the corner just
Wait.
cracking the
Hold on. Breed of dogs and wait, say that again.
they were discussing the quality of breed of dogs that black men choose is like the quality of the women they choose. Yes. And Tommy's
Huh,
just sitting in the corner cracking up because what is this conversation we're having? Because dude's like, all the ghetto black people, all they ever want is pit bulls. They just want pit bulls and bulldogs, and then be upset when they woman act like a pit bull and a bulldog. The upscale men want cane corsos and da da da. Da. He was like, and
oh,
you know, so therefore they woman act like that. I'm like, what? So I typed in the chat. So we're talking about breed of dogs right now. Like I'm confused because you know Captain Taraziak, he is mainly like a religious based channel. You know what I'm saying? He fights for the Hebrew Israelites heavy. He swings and bangs and everything for them. So it was interesting to see him on that type of panel for me. Like, wait, what? We're talking about breed of dogs and women and how men choose their wives? Like, what? Okay. I mean, he may have had some truth to it. I don't know, but it was just kind of weird, friend. It's kind of weird.
this is why maybe 3 days of shutdown. Because you know what I was thinking? I had this thought the other day. Because I seen a report and they were talking about this humanity is at an all-time high of lack of physical touch. And that they don't
Mm,
like a lot of time is spent online instead of in person, basically. And that physical interaction, whether it's just a tap on the shoulder, a shaking of a hand, a hug goodbye, a la la la, we don't practice that as much as whatever. This is what this one study's saying. And I
mhm.
thought to myself, this is the most bullshit fucking study I've ever heard of. Because do we forget how men used to leave for years, ladies? Whether it was to
Mm.
war or they would leave for months to go tend to the sheep up on the mountain or bring the cattle around. They had to be outside. There
Amen.
was no I'm inside with internet. Men used to be gone. What are we talking about? We're not missing that. What it is we've had too much human contact. I shouldn't be able to talk to somebody in China this easily.
Right.
I shouldn't. First, there's a reason why the earth has done its own thing. It was Pangea, and then it said, now let me separate and do what I got to do. Okay?
Mhm.
I feel like we are just not going with the flow of things, and we're pushing things, whether it's delusions, religions, or whatever. We have just now surpassed so much that it's boredom. So you know what?
Right.
I'm okay with the 3-day blackout. Yes. And everybody's worried about a purge. Well, then you're one of the weaklings. I'm not worried about you. Trust me, because the real niggas are standing home. We're standing ground. You hood niggas,
Thank you.
come get it if you want it. Okay? Because we know y'all robbing and looting them. Y'all worried about other things. Okay. And if y'all don't know how to use, I'm just saying, if
Mm.
y'all can't go 3
Mm-mm-mm.
days without power, I can't fuck with you. If you that weak of an individual, if you don't have something stocked up or something, blah blah blah, or hey, let me
Baby.
improvise real quick for 3 days without, yeah, will it suck? Will it be hot? Will it be this? Will it be that? But can you live? Yes. Would I be able to cook?
Mm.
Yes. Is it unfortunate for other people? Yes. What can I do? That's why y'all tend to see the internet lets us think that there's a community that's not really there.
Exactly. Mhm.
It's a facade, people. It's a facade. The instant
It really
communications with
is.
others makes you think that you have a safety net that's not fucking there. Because when them lights go off for 3 days and you live in your apartment and you don't really, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I'm stuck. I'm this. This is why we tell y'all to go outside
Right, and your
today.
quote unquote best friend is mm. Yeah, talk to him, friend.
Build real relationships now. But we don't know. We don't know. There might not be a power outage. I see, I get a thrill out of things like that. I have a problem. I encourage those things to happen. Just for reality check purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Not for people who are on their last lung and they're on a respirator. No, no, no. But we do have generators to back those things up. Amen. But a good global power outage for 3 days? Ciao.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, it'd be 60 degrees globally. Okay.
Thank you. Weather would be perfect. And then all of a sudden you're eating dinner and your TV turns on to a court of law and you see Hillary Clinton.
Hello, citizens. Girl, please, I turn that TV right the fuck back off. Hey, 504.
Talking about some this is your government announcement, because they were talking about how that was also a part of it where they were saying how we already have a national broadcast system where phone is in emergency mode only or can only do emergency calls, that it can still be sent to due to the satellites. And so yeah, they're saying it's about to get real. Now I don't know how true that is, but y'all know I love a good tinfoil hat story. That'd be
Well,
crazy if I woke up and it was just black and nothing. I'd be like, well, I remember when I read about this.
okay.
Hey, 504.
And then we've got it, please. And they have us so filled with senseless information, brain rot information, that if something, we'd be like, wait, that primal instinct won't kick in for a lot of people.
Mm, it really won't. Because they're already one of the people who helped create AI, so to speak, spoke and said he's a little bit concerned because the AI model is learning how to show emotion and what emotion to show at what specific time because it was given human text, like human data. So therefore it kind of picked up and learned joy, sympathy, empathy, those types of things, and it learned and it's taught itself
No, it mimics. It mimics.
how to
It's learning.
display that.
Well, it's learning timing, mimicking and
Mhm.
timing. It has no empathy.
But that's what he was saying, like it is he did not program it to do that. And it
Yeah.
decided to do it on its own, and that was what was concerning to him because even though it's not the real emotion, and it's just mimicking the emotion, it still will add it into context when it's giving its information. So it won't be a logical, unbiased fact for fact, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Quote unquote psychopath's opinion.
Mhm.
Um, it would be a well-rounded, and that's not what he intended it for. So he's like, I don't know about this. And everybody else is kind of like, no, keep it going. Let's keep going. He's like, okay.
No, people are treating it as a
Like,
real companion. As a real companion. The first
yeah.
people to lose their minds would be the ChatGPT, the AI users. I have a Claude. I have a this. They would lose it if they had 12 hours of no power. I'm so serious. These are people who are, what do you think I should wear today? What do you think of this? What like, oh,
Yeah.
all day.
And
Take a
they
picture of
say
me. You can look
3
better. Send me a fantasy story. Like, oh my gosh. We are feeding people's delusions instead of correcting them.
exactly. And they said that 3 chat GPT responses uses the equivalent of 1 bottle of water. So water is about to become the new oil.
Well, if people were paying attention, it already is in some areas. But you know what's fucked up? These rural areas have
Have a good
been
day,
getting
James.
ransacked.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just catching up. Like homeboys talking about deodorant being locked up. Sir, where you been?
Exactly.
Last time I go to Walgreens, like you said, even if it's not locked up, it's a little ding dong. I don't know about Home Depot. I might have to slide through my Home Depot. I don't know anything locked up in my Home Depot. But I'm
I
in
mean
a
tools, but they've always had the cords attached to them.
that's what I was
And you
thinking,
can't
or just display or something like that, or you got to
Yeah,
get some.
and they're underneath, locked up. Yeah, they've
Yeah,
always been like that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not like anything right new. So that'll give me an excuse to go look at some plants and stuff. I'll go do some research of what he's concerned about with the Home Depot power tools. That's the whole reason why we need to get this. We need to get it up and running. You see how everything's just up and running. Initiatives, incentives,
Mhm.
blah, blah, blah. This is
But no
450.
real
Yes, we need details, reports. He said he has a playbook. Why aren't we? Never mind. I was going to say, why aren't we allowed to see the playbook? Because they already gave it to us. I said that earlier.
Mhm.
They already gave it to us.
Mm.
All right, Godmama.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, it's been 2 hours. We're almost at our 2-hour, 30-minute mark for watch hours. That'll keep.
Yes, that'll do really good for us. I'm
Yes.
thankful. And I'm grateful for everybody who stayed around, who came in and out, who participated, who just stayed in the clouds and didn't drop down. Thank you to all of y'all. Shout out to the replay gang. Leave us a comment because you never know when you'll be the next subscriber winner, appreciation winner. Because we
Yo,
keep our eyes out.
we do. And just because you're like not a fan doesn't mean your
You won't
name's not
win.
going in the hat.
Okay.
Facts.
This isn't just for the people that love us. Okay, it's also for the people that
Mm-hmm.
claim that they don't like us or they don't watch us.
Mm-hmm.
Your name gets
Mm-hmm.
thrown in the hat, baby.
Yes. 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 So, all right. I guess we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do a Judeo Christianity versus Orthodox Christianity type of deep dive. And then we'll be back later on. But I definitely want to put some time in our schedule for this UFC fight. I feel like the White House should stream it for free.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the White House should stream it for free, right? We shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
to. Right. Since it's on the White House lawn, it should be streamed for free from the White House itself. Period. And if they do, we'll do a watch
Yeah,
party.
because since y'all got y'all little channel now.
Yeah. Yeah. Since y'all want to be popping and trolling and yeah. Mm-hmm. Let them eat cake. Okay. Yeah. And if they do, so I'll put that in my little schedule. Period. All right, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all for being here. Have a wonderful hump day. Away. See y'all tomorrow.
Toodles.